Hey, howdy, hey, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to go over some updates in Drag Race and talk about all things that happened this week on Drag Race. So if that sounds good to you, make sure to hit that like button, comment down below, and come join the Sandwich Hour community, become one of my besties. And without further ado, let's get this video started. Alright. So, for today's video, we are going to be talking about Drag Race. More specifically, what happened this week on Drag Race. I really want to talk mostly about the surprise, departure of Cornbread on episode 5 of RuPaul's Drag Race season 14. So, we obviously are all still sad. I'm still very much so sad about the departure of Cornbread from the season. Cornbread was is probably my favorite queen from this season. She just brought so much to the show, and the fact that Cornbread is no longer on the show is very, very upsetting me still. And I was thinking more about it, and I've been watching a lot of other content on social media about Cornbread's elimination. And a lot of people find it strange that Cornbread didn't really get to say goodbye to the other queens, like in past seasons with Eureka and a few other queens. Anyways, and I was thinking more about it, and I think I know why. Because obviously, for her to no longer be able to go to the competition, she had to go get checked out by a doctor, right? And when you leave the bubble and get checked out by the doctor, you can't come back into the bubble, obviously. And because of that, I think that is why they weren't able to truly have that goodbye that many people wanted to see. Because obviously no one anticipated her injuring herself and not being able to continue on the competition. If you watched Watch Your Back, and she actually mentioned when she originally rolled her ankle was actually offset when they were walking from one part to another part of the set. So it's interesting because she probably rolled her ankle and didn't think very much of it, because just continued on, and then like she said, she went to bed and then the next day was swollen. So it's definitely something where no one expected this. It's really sad. I'm still sad about it. Cornbread honestly was my winner this season, if I'm being real with you guys. And the fact that RuPaul didn't actually say Cornbread has an open invitation to season 15 kind of upset me. And I don't know if that means she's not going to be in it. I don't know. Because also if you look at Drag Race UK, season 3 with Victoria Scone, with the elimination of departure of Victoria Scone after her injury. Obviously with that case, Ru didn't say that she hasn't opened an invitation back either. But also, there's another point I wanted to talk about, with Victoria. What was it? Oh yeah, Victoria. God. Victoria was definitely going to be a frontrunner in that season. It seemed like production had set it up for Victoria to do very well. Again, Victoria's just overall a phenomenal queen. And I think I could have easily seen Victoria making it to the end. If you look at the final 3, we obviously had, first UK season 3, we had Kitty, Crystal, and Ella. And it's interesting because I definitely think that, why am I blanking on her name? I definitely think that Victoria could have taken one of those places and definitely probably won the season, if we are being real here. Because, in my opinion, Victoria was a front runner in that season. And the fact that she obviously wasn't able to is really upsetting. But production had to scramble around to truly make a storyline work for another queen to win. And I think that's where a lot of the shakiness came in for UK Season 3. Because also it was a very quickly produced season. And then if you look at Season 14, the loss of Cornbread. This is going to be really a big deal to the season. It's going to really change things up. Because I think production definitely was setting Cornbread up to be in the final end of the season. Whether she's in the finals or not, I don't know. But she was definitely going to be the narrator of the season. She was there to bring charisma, bring so much personality to the season. And I'm nervous for season 14 now, because without Cornbread, I don't know if the show will hold as much, what's the word? I'm gonna be bored. That's what I'm worried about, honestly. Because Cornbread really brought the entertainment, she brought the energy, she brought everything. And the fact that Cornbread is no longer in the competition just really upsets me still. Obviously we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. But even just looking back at Untucked and some of the storylines they seem to be setting up, because it seems like they're very clearly trying to scramble out new storylines, because now that they don't have Cornbread, they need other queens to carry out storylines, if we are being real here. And I definitely think the top 4, my prediction of top 4 from this point is going to be Angeria, Willow Pill, Bosco, and maybe Daya or Camden, I don't know. Or Deja. Deja also I think could make it. But I'll be definitely curious to see who makes it to the final 4. Within season 14, because obviously now that Cornbread isn't going to be there, they kind of need to change things up. And I'll be really curious to see how the storyline continues on throughout the season, because without a key point, they are definitely going to have to scramble up something new, and it might not be as, as impactful? It might not be as strong of a season as it would be had Cornbread still been there. And I'm nervous for that. Like I was saying, Cornbread just brought so much to the competition. She's an amazing queen. And I'm really sad to see her go. That was a whole long-winded story about Cornbread. But that was the main focus I really wanted to talk about in today's video. I also do want to talk about the fact that RuPaul's Drag Race UK versus the World premiered last week. Obviously, with the winner being Pangina. And I've seen a lot of things online with Pangina where people have been sending her hate for eliminating Lemon. And this is just getting to the point where the fandom is so toxic. It's ridiculous. I don't understand how we have gotten to this point where you need to be sending threats to a queen for eliminating your favorite. Like, it doesn't make sense. There's no point to it. Like, what are you trying to accomplish by DMing the queen? Do you think you're going to change the outcome of the show? Newsflash, they already filmed it. So it's really sad to see this happening still. Obviously, I don't think it's going away, unfortunately. The fandom has some toxicity for sure. And it's interesting to look at it as a content creator within the fandom to see how I can do. I mean, granted, my platform is very small, but it's important for me to continue on and do as much as I can to try to make as much of an impact as I can as a content creator. Because I don't think there's any circumstance where it makes sense to send hate to any queen. Because I'm just like, what are you trying to accomplish? I don't get it. It's really upsetting, and I hope it ends soon. I don't think it will, unfortunately, but we'll have to wait and see. But anyways, Drag Race UK, Pangina won. Jimbo also did a great job with the talent show. That was an iconic moment. Honestly, Jimbo is probably my favorite talent show of them all because it was so different from what everyone else did. It's just really great. And then you have a lot of the talent show was lip syncing to original songs. Because, again, it's like an all-star season. You're coming back to perform, show what you can do. And also when it comes to a talent show, a lot of people are trying to sell songs, if we are being real here. A lot of people release songs when they come back for All-Stars. And I think that was sort of the case of what's going on. Again, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the cast a lot. And there's already drama, which is fun to watch. But I'm curious to see how the rest of the season goes. And I'm curious to see who wins next week and all the above. Speaking of next week, let's go ahead and cover Drag Race UK vs. The World and Season 14 next week. Next week for Drag Race UK vs. The World, the queens are all going to have to design a dress for RuPaul. I don't think RuPaul's actually going to wear it. So I think it's just be a design challenge where you create your own dress. But it'll be interesting to see. Obviously in UK vs. The World, we are at a top 8. So I'll be curious to see who does well this week. I hope Mo will do really well. Obviously in Season 10, Mo had to create most of their own looks. excuse me, day of in the competition. So I hope that Mo will be able to come in and be able to sew a really cool garment. I'm sure Mo will. Like, I'd be shocked if she couldn't. Like, come on. And then obviously we have Baga, who's not very good at sewing, and we have a few other queens who might not do as well. I'll be curious to see Jimbo. Jimbo also does really good jobs sewing garments, hopefully. So I'll be curious to see who wins next week and who goes home. I'm really excited for UK versus the World. I really enjoy the cast. I think it's a fun season. If you haven't checked it out, definitely do yourself a favor and do that. It's on WoW Presents Plus. It comes out every Tuesday at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on WoW Presents Plus in the US. And obviously airs on BBC in the UK. So I'll be curious to see how this week goes with that. And then when it comes to season 14, this week the queens are going to have to also do a design challenge. So it's interesting because season 14, the first episodes were obviously talent shows, and then we had the ball, and then we had an acting challenge, and then another acting improv challenge. And then now we're getting another design challenge. It's interesting, the pattern, but I will say I have been enjoying the challenges. I thought this week's one was fun. I thought last week's was fun. I think season 14 has been doing pretty well so far, and I'm excited to see how it goes. Again, like I said with the elimination of Cornbread, I am very nervous to see how the season continues, because without Cornbread, you're kind of missing a big piece of the puzzle, if you will. Just, she brings so much to the show, like, ultimately. So it's me sad to see her not there, but we'll have to wait and see what the rest of the season's like. Like I said, it's a lot, but I'm excited for it. Tomorrow I am going to be putting out a All-Stars International Season 2 cast wish list, because obviously we don't know who's going to be hosting the show. So I'm probably just going to call it All-Stars International Season 2. But I'm super excited for that. Let me know what else you want to see on my channel. Like this video if you liked it. Share it on social media. Follow me on social media as well, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Samature Hour. Twitter and Instagram I try to be more active on as well. So feel free to DM me on any of those platforms as well if you would like. I tend to be pretty responsive over there, so yeah. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Do all the things, you know the drill. I mean, hey, we have a fun time over here, and I hope we can continue on with that. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.